Ends With Us movie drama just keeps building. Behind the scenes footage from when Blake and Justin were filming It Ends With Us has been going around online with people critiquing it, feeling like Blake was taking over the movie. There's so much being said about how they're still handling the press tour for this film, the way they're choosing to market the movie, and so much more. The conversation just doesn't feel like it's dying down anytime soon, and it's really crazy to see how Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were like everyone's favorite celebrity couple, and then suddenly everyone is like annoyed at them this week, saying that they're getting the ick. It is just a lot. But we are going to get into everything that is continuing to be said. Throughout the press tour for It Ends With Us, people have gotten the impression that they've wanted to market this with Deadpool and Wolverine and pull a whole Barbie Oppenheimer moment. But with the movie being about DV, people have felt that this wasn't exactly the film to be marketing as some cutesy little rom-com. But I will say a lot of the blame has been put on just Blake Lively as the reason why this movie has been marketed the way that it has been. But it's no secret that the author of the book, Colleen Hoover, doesn't mind promoting her book series in a lighthearted way, as she's previously come out with press-on nails and nail polish inspired by her book series. One of the colors was literally called Brave Blush, and there was a duo set that was sold at Target. It was literally the Colleen Hoover, It Ends With Us, nail polish duo, you guys. Colleen had also made plans to sell a coloring book inspired by It Ends With Us, but that was shut down after receiving massive backlash. Back in January, she took to her Instagram story to apologize for the idea, writing, "The coloring book was developed with Lily's strength in mind, but I can absolutely see how this was tone deaf. I hear you guys and agree with you. No excuses, no finger pointing. I have contacted the publisher to let them know I would prefer we don't move forward with it. Thank you for the respectful discourse and accountability. Nothing but love." So if she is okay promoting her book in these ways, I don't think that she was necessarily going to reject any of the current marketing now that her book has been turned into a film. But fans are taking note of what they have been seeing and hearing from the cast and crew of this film, and have been letting Colleen know that they don't love the way this film has been marketed, and it seems as though Colleen has now privated her TikTok as a result of all of the backlash. As the press tour for the film continues, with content being released of the cast promoting the film, it's become even more clear that there's two different ways it's being promoted. One by the cast and Colleen, and then by the director and one of the lead actors, Justin Baldoni, who only continues to do press by himself. Drama surrounding the film really got going, with people speculating that something happened between him and the cast, since none of them seemed to follow him on social media, including Colleen Hoover, who he had been arm in arm with back in May. And Justin was the one who originally bought the rights back in 2019 to make this movie. Colleen loved that Justin was going to be making this film, but it seems that opinion has changed. I mean, she doesn't follow him on Instagram anymore, so it's just really weird that this is how things are going now that the movie is out. I mean, as it got closer to the film's actual release, it just seemed like he had been isolated from the cast, not interacting with them at the premiere of the movie, but he continues to sing high praise to Colleen and Blake throughout every interview he does, while also advocating for the importance of the seriousness of the film and how it is about DV. Meanwhile, Blake and the rest of the cast and Colleen have dodged questions pertaining to Justin. And as people online have grown more curious as to what has happened to lead to this moment, people have started to dig up clips from behind the scenes of this movie being shot and found moments where it seemed that Blake was directing Justin, feeling like this was proof that she had taken over the movie and that there were, in fact, creative differences here. One particular moment that was captured and has been going around on TikTok is one where it seems she was directing him on how to hold her in a scene, and she was actually asked about this in an interview, which she seemed very surprised that people had seen this.
The chemistry with Justin also was off the charts. I mean, really, truly, you fell in love with both couples, you know, with Lily, with both of them. And Blake, you always have a vision. So talk to me about how sometimes you were even the intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes. Like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank goodness.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen
that?
I actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, you know, romance is really important. You're supposed to tell a story well and make people feel, but you're also supposed to do it in a way that
Despite people feeling like this has to mean she took over and stepped on his toes for the filmmaking, Justin had previously said that he did take a step back at times from this film and wanted to make sure that this film had a female gaze. But those online feel that he had to take too many steps back, maybe more than he wanted to, with the way that he had previously been asked about directing the sequel, and he said he felt there was someone better for that and that he thought Blake was ready to direct.
Would you be willing to entertain pulling double duty again in the future?
You're gonna have to ask me in a little while. We're gonna take a vacation. We're gonna take a vacation after this.
Because we do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one. Blake
also was a producer on this film, not just an actress, so she did have the ability to vocalize opinions on what she wanted the film to look like, but ultimately people are getting the sense that she overstepped, even though there aren't solid reports of this happening. Justin, though, has only continued to promote this film on his own and isn't trying to shy away from any hard conversations or hard topics revolving the film, even addressing some comments about romanticizing DV, which is a big conversation that people have had in terms of Colleen Hoover books and the way that this film is just being marketed in general.
I think that they are absolutely entitled to that opinion, and it makes perfect sense as to why they would feel that way. I mean, look, we live in a culture where, unfortunately, too many things are glorified. And, we are fighting for attention. We're in an attention economy, and we're in a clickbait world, and everybody is trying to, figure out how to gather attention, look at the news cycle. It's everywhere around us. And so it makes perfect sense that people would feel that way. Also, if anybody has had that real life experience, I can imagine how hard it would be to imagine their experience being in a romance novel.
Meanwhile, others feel disappointed watching Blake gloss over what this film is about.
This story is one that covers it covers domestic abuse, domestic violence, but it also covers somebody having a lifelong dream and realizing it and making it a reality. It covers your first love. It covers a new love. It covers the highs and lows and every color of the human experience. So for me, it felt very clear what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, because it captured the messiness of the human experience, and it felt very honest and very real and very raw, and I understood why Lily made the decisions that she made when she made them.
But there's been talks of a bigger story going on behind the scenes as to why the cast has decided to not associate with Justin. Though the internet might be on his side right now, there's reports that might change as more comes out from what happened on set. People reported, all is not what it seems. A on-set source tells People, there is much more to this story. The principal, cast, and author Colleen Hoover will have nothing to do with him. Now, People putting this out today comes after Daily Mail did release an article alleging Justin Baldoni was chauvinistic and borderline on set of It Ends With Us and sparked fury over his refusal to consider the perspective of co-star Blake Lively's character while filming scenes that depicted, insiders have claimed. Daily Mail also wrote Justin almost became the character in the sense that some women on set felt he was borderline to them and that he was unprofessional and unapologetic. People had mentioned these accusations in their recent article, as well as a Page 6 article published the same day as the Daily Mail article that wrote, one industry source claimed that Baldoni, who also directed the movie, created an extremely difficult atmosphere behind the scenes for the entire cast. So now there's these claims that Justin was allegedly not treating the cast the best while filming, and that's why they're not talking to him. I mean, who knows what's really gone on behind the scenes? There's just so much stuff that is being said. And honestly, if we will actually ever know, I feel like, that's also up in the air. But one thing is for sure, and that is Blake and Justin, drama aside, the whole grab your friends and put on your florals for this colorful movie, people are not liking the way this film is being promoted.
Hello, Blake Lively here.
Colleen Hoover.
And It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it.
And I think that, you know, if Blake and Colleen were still following Justin and they were all getting along and they were doing press together, though I don't really know, you know, if that would be happening because he's obviously promoting it a very different way than they are. But if they were all doing press together and they were all saying these, you know, grab your florals, get your besties, saying these rom-com buzzwords, I think people would still be upset at the end of the day about the things that they're seeing from this movie. But I want to know what you guys think about everything that has continued to be said about the film and the drama. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.